cracking open a cold one with the boys. Welcome to episode 2 of Day Off. We are your hosts, Sophia
and Anto Gaming.
Just say your name is Anthony. Don't try to plug your channel. They're already going to be on your channel.
Check out my channel. Oh god, you're spilling all over the place.
They bake this stuff so full.
Well, at least they don't fill it up to here and
Okay, so we're back with episode 2 of Day Off. You guys seem to like it just fine and good. But today we have a special thing going on. Anthony, would you care to explain?
We're gonna be debating about The Last Jedi. And if you didn't know, we are very opposite sides of The Last Jedi. I mean, I don't love it number one, but I enjoyed the film and Sophia hated it, so this is gonna be interesting.
yeah. I have it's like I have hate going, I was happy today. I was well rested after about how beat I was yesterday. I was well rested. I was feeling good. I had 16 hours of sleep.
Wow.
So I was feeling good. But, just keeping in mind that I knew that this was going to happen today and that I would have to talk about this film, I was instantly in a bad mood.
Well, you wanted to do it, so it's your fault.
I know, but this is you know what? I actually wanted to go in to rewatch a movie. I tried to rewatch it last night, but I was so tired that I couldn't do it. I fell asleep. Okay, so here's the thing. I wanted to go in thinking, I wanted to be positive about this film, because literally, okay, so the last time I had seen it, I had, actual, not the fake flu that y'all get, where it's you just, okay, sorry, but stomach bug, that's not what actual flu is. Actual flu is it's breathing. Yeah. It's respiratory. So so the last time I'd seen it, I had seen it 2 times. Last time I'd seen it, the last time I'd seen it, I was in full health. I was fine, whatever. The second time, I was just wanting to kill myself because I was so sick. I don't know. My mom was like, "Hey, let's get you out of the house. Want to go see a movie?" And then she's like, "Yeah, let's go see The Last Jedi." I was like, "Fuck." But so I've recouped. I was looking forward to this. I was like, you know what, this will be good. I'm gonna see it with fresh eyes.
The third time you've seen it?
Yeah.
Oh.
This past time, yeah, last night.
Yeah.
So I was like, but it's been almost a year since. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna stay positive for the sake of the podcast, and I'm gonna really, really try my hardest. And I couldn't do it. It was so bad. And it's not even that, it's just so... Okay, but let's get into this before I really lay into this film, because I am planning on it. It is not going to be pretty.
Oh, great.
So, how do I want to do this?
I don't know. Let's just start from the beginning of the movie.
Okay, let's go in order. Okay, so I have this little...
Notes.
I have these notes.
I like how you have to make the sound to make your point.
Because that's why I wanted to crack open my drink. And I wanted to make it known that, you have to have a good sense of, sound. I want to give our listeners a really good sense of being in place.
Pretend they're right here with us.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Continue.
So, let's just get into this. So, let's start with the opening of the film.
Mom jokes.
No. We're going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So, just something that I've noticed with these new films, and this is not their fault, because it's the studio, whatever, but I've noticed that they feel very empty, in the opening titles, because they don't have the 20th Century Fox thing. It feels very weird, right?
Yeah, it's not even memorable anymore. It just kind of goes.
It just opens. That's why with Rogue One, it wasn't as polarizing to me, because I was like, well, there was no, fanfare to, the dun-dun-dun-dun.
There wasn't even a crawl. It was just it was Lucasfilm, bam,
yeah.
Here we are.
Oh, but we'll talk about Rogue One another time. I think it's a pretty good film. But anyways, so it opens already, and I'm like, okay, the opening crawl I think is good. They can't mess. If they had messed that up, I would have been like, what the?
The Trade Federation.
Oh my god, no. If they found a way to mess that up, I would have been elated. But anyways, so they go down, whatever. And swear to God. See, that's a good thing I took notes, because I can barely... That's how not memorable the film it was. Like, because I was thinking of the...
Or it's because you've only seen it 3 times.
How many times have you seen it, then?
I don't know, like 5.
Who cares? It's not even...
Okay.
A film shouldn't have to be memorable based on the many times that you've seen it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I only had to see La La Land once to be completely, like, smitten by it. I only had to see Ex Machina once to be, like, completely just, like, whoa. Like, I remember thinking that movie started my existential crisis. I was just like, yo, dude. Like, there are films that shouldn't have to, like, you shouldn't have to see it again and again for, like, a film to have a lasting effect on you.
Yeah.
And Force Awakens, I can even say, like, that was, like, dang, like, that's what I wanted. Like, I felt so good after that. But I felt awful. I'm you know what, I'm gonna go take it up with Kathleen. I'm gonna sue the hell out of Disney, because I'm gonna say that this film got me sick.
Yeah, that's true.
This film almost put me in the hospital. Oh God. Okay, so it opens. It opens on we don't even know what the planet is. It's like that weird foresty-ish planet.
It's Jakar. That's where their base was.
Oh wait, was that? Okay, hold on.
That was their base. They were leaving.
Oh wait, was that the base from the first one? From Force Awakens? Oh, for real? That didn't look like the same planet at all.
Yeah, because there was like the little like mounds that they had. You could see them when.
What mounds? What are you talking about, mounds?
Like the grass mounds of like.
What are you talking about? No, it looked like Yavin. Their base looked like Yavin. What I saw, it looked like this completely other planet. Okay, thingy number one, that couldn't have been made less clear.
It was the same planet. It was the same base, and they were walking and getting in ships and leaving. How can you not know?
Maybe it's a personal thing. That never really occurred to me until now. I thought that was a new planet.
No.
They should have at least shown, like, the interior of the base, like, familiar places that we'd already seen within it, to maybe establish that, saying, evacuate, because they did not make that clear at all. Like, I'm just now figuring that out now.
Almost a year from now.
Yeah, almost a year since I've seen it. But anyway, so they're escaping, and we see Billy Lord. What's her character's name?
Oh God.
It's Leia's daughter.
Yeah.
Or Carrie's daughter.
Yeah.
Or
I don't remember her name
unless. I mean, she's got the blonde hair, so where do you think she got the blonde hair from?
Luke? Oh, God.
It was too late.
Yeah.
Okay. So they go off on their little shuttles from the planet from the Force Awakens, apparently. They go off. And I kind of forget how... Or I think they're like... It's on this cruiser, the First Order cruiser, and like... They're like, oh, there's something, because they're trying to, I think they blow up the base, or whatever.
Yeah.
So then they're trying to, like, oh, it's on our ratings, there's one manned ship coming in, oh, who could that be? And it's my boy, Poe. So he comes in, and he's like, happy beeps. I'm like, oh, that's a cute line, I like that. I like Poe and BB-8's, like, but it's very, I like how it's, like, it kind of resembles R2 and Luke's and stuff.
Oh, you know what reminded me about that? What was something stupid was when... BB-8 had all those things sticking out of him.
That was dumb as hell. I hated that. That
is not realistic whatsoever.
Well, because it makes sense that R2 has, like, one little kind of arm that extends.
Well, because he has, like, the panels and stuff, but BB-8's, like, this big.
Yeah.
And, like, he has all these things sticking out of him, like,
It looked weird.
Yeah, and then, he just smashed his head into it. It was like, well, this is
why'd you just do that in the first place?
Yeah.
Because it makes sense, because R2 has, like, that one little kind of arm that's, like... I think that's the thing that has the zapper that comes out of it, but he has this one little arm that you can, like, hold comlinks with.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
BB-8 had, like, things sticking out, and then there's, like, things sticking out of those, and there's things sticking out of those ones, too. So it's like, what the heck? It's like a spider!
It looked weird. It didn't look right.
No.
But anyways, so that happens. Poe is, like, approaching the big... I forget what they call that. The big ship. There's, like, a term for it.
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm a fake fan. I'm sorry. Anyways, so he's coming to it, and basically his goal is to take out all of, like, the gunners, so all their, like, little thingies. I will say this. So in my notes, I have like, bullets for each thing that I thought, like, worked. It was really good. And I was like, oh, man, that's great. And then I have things that were not.
Yeah.
And I have things that were awful. And I'm going to tell you right now, the bad outweighs the good.
Probably by, like, 90%.
Oh, for sure. And... yeah, and I didn't finish the movie, so I already said something about it. But, the last night when I tried to watch it. But anyways, so I think that opening post-space battle is really good.
Yeah.
it's like establishes how good of a pilot that he is, and because at first, I mean, we kind of got it in The Force Awakens how.
I mean, he blew up the freaking planet, so I don't know.
Okay, with the help of his squad that like all get wiped out in this movie.
They got half wiped out in the last one too. They were all getting shot down.
Anyway, okay, but so it reinforces that, which is always good for a character who has like a title like he needs to live up to.
Yeah.
He or she. So so that happens, and then Leia's like, oh, she's back on the ship. And then she's like, oh, you need to come back or whatever. He's like, no, this is like our one chance that we have to take out the fleet killer, or whatever they call it. And, well, that's not the actual name. That's just what he's like, these things are fleet killers. That's what he literally says. Oh, God. Okay, so it's bad. And so then she's like, no, it's an order. Get back here. And then he's just like, no, the bombers, they come out. And, okay. First problem. How could those bombs drop in space?
Yeah, that's
that don't make a lick of sense. In the words
just
of
floating. Yeah, I mean, they could have been like shooting them. I don't know.
But it's not even like they have like jets on them. It's like forcing them down. That would make a little more sense. No, but there's
maybe
like
the rack that they were on was like pushing them. I don't
Shut
know.
up. This is no.
Just finding explanation.
But
even when I first watched that, I'm like, what the hell?
How could they drop? Okay.
Unless the ships have like a gravity thing in it. No.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They were clearly free falling, but that still doesn't make any sense. But anyways, through all the nonsense that comes with this like these bombs are dropping, we get a very short-lived but very personally like touching character that I think really resonated with me even after I saw the film, Paige. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, because I don't think they ever really say her name in the movie, I didn't finish it. I don't think they do. She just says, Rose later on says that's her sister, but
get the action figure.
Yeah, thanks for her, by the way.
Yeah.
She's the... Oh, okay. We're about to get into it, but I think, another thing I had is good visual effects, but that's, like, to be expected at this point.
Yeah.
But I thought okay, there is one other thing. I thought that the effects specifically, and I'm not sure if this film was shot on film, like Force Awakens was, because something I've noticed with, there's another show that does this. I think it's probably Legion, but I don't think they shoot on film either, but a lot of shows and film and movies nowadays, they're having like this kind of grainy, whether or not they're shot in film, in the film stuff. Yeah. So if this appeals to you, listen up. But they have kind of this grainy effect, like they're trying to make it look like they're shot in film when they're probably shot in digital, but then that makes their CG stick out like a sore thumb. Like that, it makes it really obvious. And I thought that Poe's cockpit, like the shots of him just in there, like, I thought they looked really janky. Just the background looked super, like, rubbery and fake. But then him, it's like, he's like an HD, like, high quality. But, like, it looked weird. It's actually kind of a similar problem that I think, it's on the topic of Star Wars, that Return of the Jedi has, specifically in the throne room. The Emperor's, this is gonna, you'll have to actually see it to look at it. This guy, I'm not even gonna try to lie. The Red Line Media pointed it out, who you're recently gotten into, and I'm really proud. But but specifically, it's the throne room scene, and I've seen Return of the Jedi since. But keeping this in mind, the Emperor, he's staying from like that big glass thing. The
window
thing. The big glass.
Yeah,
the window.
The big glass.
Shut up, okay? Okay, it's the window. But it's got, like, but anyway, so that's in focus, so the stars behind the glass, they're in focus, but then the glass isn't, and it looks really, really weird. And
well, that's probably because that was back in, 80s?
I know, but then nowadays we would know my point is that you gotta be careful about how you do that. But I think that goes for anything, blending the real and blending the CG, because on different formats and different medias, it will look weird.
The prequels.
Yes. Finally, you've admitted to it. I'm proud of you.
Some of it looks good. Continue.
Okay.
That'll be another discussion.
This is only the beginning. Okay. Back to Paige. Well, that was a major detour. Okay. So Paige's death, I think, like, all of her guys, like, they're getting shot one by one. They're all going down. And then you really get the sense of worry. And I think part of that... look up the actress. I feel really, I wanna look up, because she was so good. Like, she sold it, like, that she was in this intense situation.
You know what they should have did? They
No.
should have switched her with Rose.
They should have given, well.
So we had the.
Okay, I don't think Kelly Marie Tran who plays Rose. I don't think she's a bad actress.
Well, it's just, why is Rose hated? That's my question.
I will
so
get
much.
to that soon.
Yeah, well.
Because you cis white men seem to have a problem with her. That's how everyone paints in the media. It's like, no, everyone thinks that specifically just like women or people of color, which I am both of, so I can speak on both fronts. Damn it. No, but we all think collectively, not me, but my people. We think that like it's a problem, like it's a race thing, it's a gender thing. I can tell you, speaking on both sides, that it is not. It is that she kind of just doesn't. We'll get to that in a second. Let's focus on her sister right now, because I'm sad because she was. Anyway, so she's put in this like intense situation. You really feel for her. She's panicking, and then I think her gunner or whatever, the guy who was up top gets taken out.
Yeah.
Or something, and then she gets hit too. She's about to press the thing, and then she and the thing fall, and so it's like, so I think it's still up there. She has to kick the thing, and then it goes down, and she got her foot, so like she's injured, and so she's trying to catch it, and then she does, and you should understand how desperate it is, because then they're bombing the thing from up front, and so like it's really so. Either way, the ship's gonna go down, and she has to get it in time to actually send the bombs, and she does. But she's still not only did she end up like doing her job and doing what she was sent out to do, she ended up dying for it.
Yeah.
And like it's a bummer. And I remember, okay, it will be a dark day before you catch these new films. There'll probably be one more. I feel like after episode 9 they're gonna be done, because episode 9 is gonna bomb and they're gonna be done. But
they've already canceled Kenobi and everything else, so it's like it's kind of.
Is that Boba Fett movie still going on?
I don't even think that was ever confirmed, was it?
No, because they had the guy that directed Logan, James Mangold. They had him for it.
Oh. Well, everything after... Well, Kenobi was supposed to be the next spin-off, but all of them were... Everything after Kenobi was canceled, so...
See, that had some potential, because they could have made it like a Logan. They could have made it this very... Not a Logan, per se, but they could have made it very kind of darker and
I think an Obi-Wan movie is a terrible idea anyway, because what are we going to do is watch Obi-Wan stalk a child, like, for 20 days, and...
He could have gotten to some...
And get into it with some Tuskens? Like, what are we going to watch him do?
Why not? He could have had his own... They could have literally made a Logan where this well-known, liked character for all these years has to, like... Not necessarily has to have, like, a mini, like, version of him, but he could have had, like... He could have had to take on some sort of, like, other quest that's kind of his last thing, and then he said... Like, they didn't have to make it...
That doesn't make any sense, though, because Obi-Wan was just there, living, hiding.
It could have been him having to hide and having... Yeah, anyways, it's done now. It's not gonna happen. Let's move on. So Paige's death, that got me. Like, I was just... It was
a strong part of the beginning. That definitely set the mood, too.
That actually got me really... I was like, damn. Like, they're not messing around. And this wasn't even, like, a character that we knew, and I was already like, Jesus. Wow, yeah. It was quite... And so that actually got me really excited. I didn't know what to expect really going into it the first time around, but I was like, okay. All right. So, anyways...
You want to talk about the mom jokes?
Oh, right! I skipped over that. What the hell was that joke? That was borderline. No, it was.
It was definitely way out of place. Like I heard it, and I was like, "What's this doing in Star Wars? This is like teenage."
Well, it's not even that, but it's making. It doesn't really work within. I'm not even trying to be like, oh well, in the original trilogy, there's like I'm not even trying to do that. It's like. So, do they have phones in space? Because that's a phone, like, oh, holding for whatever. Like, that's like a phone thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
Heck? And then your mom, like, brought it into, like, real life.
I was like, Jesus. Okay.
I don't think Obi-Wan goes around saying, your mom, or, like, I don't think, no one does that.
I was like.
It was out of place.
And not even that, okay. Alright, I'm gonna let my personal feelings get in the way of this next little bit. But, Donald Gleason. Plays... God, what's it? Hux. See, their characters are not memorable.
Armitage Hux.
That's how you pronounce it?
Something like that.
It's like Armitage or something.
Arm massage.
Anyways, but okay, I think he is a good-looking lad. He's a cutie, especially in Ex Machina, which y'all should see. It's the superior sci-fi film. But yeah, so they did some weird makeup on him. Did you know that?
And his facial expressions too. They were like
they really they made him look like a ghoul.
Yeah, he did look kind of odd. He looked different from Force Awakens. That's for sure.
He looked like he was on something. Like he looked so weird, and I get it if they were kind of trying to go after like Peter Cushing's kind of whole, because he had very sharp like facial features and like jawline. That makes sense that they were going for that. It looked like he was on meth. It looked so bad, and they made him really over the top. But I thought that I was like, okay, because even when he's like broadcasting the message or whatever, but that's where Poe intercepts it, and he's like saying, "Oh, holding for whatever." But like he's like, it's really weird because he's just like, he's having like this whole like this. It's weird. They really went over the top of this character, which I think for anyone else would work. I don't know. He's a ripoff of Tarkin anyways. But yeah. Whatever. So yeah, Oh, music. That's kind of a given. Oh no. Because this is for Octo. This is for. Okay, so Finn wakes up. You know, whatever. That stuff
leaking all over the place.
It was weird.
Yeah,
that was really
interesting.
Weird. But I kind of like how his first thing's like, "Where's Rey?" And then that leads into Rey. Love the music. I got chills. The music that plays over that like slow shot of like it's a beautiful place, and you've been there, so yeah, good on you. But I love the music that plays there. Then
music and the whole thing was good.
There was like one specific part where the music stood out, and whatever. I think I canceled by the music was like, but we'll get to that. Oh, that's a big. Okay, so the lightsaber toss. Oh boy, that's when I knew we were in for a treat. I didn't like. I know some people like was really like it's completely out of character. It's like I'm just saying. I just didn't like. It could have been shown like more mature. Like he was just kind of. He could have just handed it back to her.
That's
as,
what
like,
I was about to say. He could have been like, yeah, take it and go. And he couldn't. He didn't have to go yeet and like because that's his father's lightsaber. He should treasure that. He hasn't seen it since Bespin. I don't think he would just. Oh, look at that! Woo! You know, at least he could give it back and say no, like leave. It was so dumb. It was
out of place. Because we're trying to, like, this whole thing.
I'm not defending it at all.
Good on you.
That was a terrible choice.
Screw
Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay, alright. It ain't all her fault. Screw that Ryan Johnson. He's the one that wrote the freaking thing. But, so I just think that there's a lot of moments like that peppered throughout the film of just moments of weird humor that just doesn't fit. And that's kind of what tanks the film. Because I think, especially when you're going for like a more brooding and like serious tone, you don't want these. Maybe in The Force Awakens that would have worked, and that's where it worked. Because it was a very lighter film.
This is a darker film. We got your mom jokes. We got eating the lightsaber. We got the porgs like humping the lightsaber. Whatever they were doing.
That's not what they were doing.
Well, close enough. What's in there? But,
I kind of appreciated the porgs until they until
Chewbacca and the porgs. That one.
Well, even whatever, but until they started like getting into the ship and like until they started like messing with all the crap. But I kind of like that they were just part of like the fauna of the plane because you kind of hear them sometimes. And I'm like, that's kind of cool as long as they're not like part like
in your face.
Like
but
the
then
main,
they were
until they were. As long as they're not like the main focal point of the scene and they're just kind of in the background doing whatever. That's fine.
And it worked. I agreed. I remember hearing them when they were flying around, whatever. Yeah. Oh wow, that was good.
Oh my god, I've been on point that I can do the Lego Star Wars female like the sound. I'm not gonna do it
when
now.
They die.
Yeah, I can't do it.
Or whatever they do. Yeah. But
we'll talk about Lego Star Wars another time.
Oh god, we should do a playthrough of that. Yeah, it was good until I actually thought when Chewbacca was eating the pork.
Oh, shout out to my mom who loves the porgs. You porg lover, you filthy porg lover. So yeah, okay.
It's all for the money.
Oh, you think?
When they were like climbing on Chewbacca and stuff, that's when it went too far.
I was like, no mas.
Oh god.
Other note, cinematography. Okay, Alright, I'm gonna get personal for a second.
Yeah, this is your speciality.
Oh, not even. But I have to give a shout out to, so this past summer I was at a film camp, UWM, PSOA. I put this on everything now. When I was doing crew, I put that on everything. I'm like, because it's like,
show off your work.
Oh yeah, baby. And so, anyway, so I remember there was this one night. Dude, that's like, I loved being there so much. It's probably one of the most fun. Yeah. Anyways, shameless plug for their film camp. But anyways, so there we had this one night where, cause like we had these counselors, and then we just had the campers, and like we till like a very late in the night, we just spent talking about The Last Jedi.
Oh, God.
They were the ones who were defending it, my two counselors, and then I was sticking to my guns. I was like, oh, it's bad. And then, so yeah, but one point that one of them brought up was that like cinematography, like that's some of the best cinematography like in all of the films, and I can actually attest, won't say his name, but I can attest that's very true. That's very much true. Just even, I wasn't even really paying attention to that, like, the first few times. Because I was just like, oh, what's happening? Like, I was very caught up. That's what happens when I see every Star Wars movie for the first time. But the second time, because I wanted to die, because I was miserable. But then this most recent time, I was like, this is a good-looking film. Everything about, like, the composition, the colors it uses, just in, like, Snoke's throne room. It's all the red. Yeah. Even my mom pointed that out. Oh, Mom, you're getting that good film sense.
That reminds me, what is that red thing? Like, is it like a big, like, screen? Because they, like, cut it and it, like, starts on fire and stuff when they're fighting. It's like,
I think it's just, like, whatever, like, material, like, walls or, I don't know.
Well, but it looked like it was, like, thin. Like, he just had, like, a sheet hanging off. It was weird.
I don't know. But, so, yeah, I can definitely attest to that. It is a good-looking film. Especially, there's this one shot. We'll talk about Canto Bight soon. But there's this one shot when Finn and Rose, they're, like, on, like, those animals and they're riding through the fields. It looks like it's out of, like, some weird abduction, like, scene. In a good way. But it has, like, this very, like, alien, like, feel to, I don't know. It's really good. So, I will say that, it is a very well shot film. But anyways, so, so kind of, I like how they kind of brought us up to speed with everything that was happening. I think it cuts after that, because I have, like, all my stuff in sequential order. Next, it's the scene with, Kylo, Hux leaves, and, Snoke. And I felt that was very good to just establish, like, where Kylo is. Can I just call him Kylo? I ain't gonna call him Ben. Sorry, I'm gonna call him Kylo.
Like when he tells him to take off his mask and
like,
whatnot.
that's a very good, like, well, because you just know where he's at emotionally.
Right.
Like, because he's, like, he feels like crap because he got, like, bested. And, like, Snoke is disappointed in him. And you really get, like, all that stuff's weighing down on him. Like, I think Adam Driver, God bless, you've been doing great work with what you've been given, throughout these films. I think you're easily some of the best stuff that's in these films, if not the best. And your performance is always good. I'm saying this like as if he's gonna listen to it. If you got a chance that you do, hey. Nice last season of Girls you got there.
I don't know if Adam Driver sits around and watches podcasts on
Listens.
Low Life YouTube channel.
Low life? What are you doing on here that makes you a low life?
I don't have anybody.
I think you mean lower level.
Yeah.
Low life means that you're like
ghetto.
Okay.
Back to the point.
I think whatever. But anyways, one note I put in the scene. So the 3 stars we have right now, or 4, 5. I didn't keep track. Okay. Anyways, one of them is Andy Serkis. I love Andy. I think that kind of goes without saying. He's good in everything he's in. He really knows. I mean, he's such a versatile actor. Because he worked in Black Panther when it was just him. And then I just love him. I love you, okay, bro? You just do quality work. But, so, yeah, and I just think he's so good.
Snoke was very awkward, though, in this movie.
I think he was awkward, but I think that...
I mean, the performance was good, but, like, the character was just...
Okay,
weird.
I'm gonna give you okay, so I think that his performance is gonna be good. It's Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
However, I will say this. The way that he was kind of shown and portrayed in The Force Awakens, I think that worked because he was a hologram.
Right, he was kind of mysterious.
We didn't really see him in, like, good light, but when we did...
huge and, yeah.
Well, we didn't really know what he was about.
No.
But then in this one, where he was shown in, like, light, it really there was something weird that just really freaked me out. It was
he
really
was wearing like that gold dress.
the gold lame suit.
Okay, and he was like,
there was something really off-putting about his. I think it's the whole uncanny valley thing, which doesn't really apply here because he's not human. But it's still like it was. I felt weird when he like stood up. Like it was such an off-putting character, and just the design and like how gangly he is, and then also he's like taller too. He's not like as big as we thought, but he's still taller. And just the way
because we had like that was kind of weird, but like the black and red, and then he's like gold, and he's like wider than a freaking. But I kind
of like that because it kind of it's unlike the Emperor, because everyone likes to make the comparisons, which is fair. But I think unlike Emperor, I think he
stands out.
Well, he's in it for the vanity.
Yeah.
Like it's just like it's a show to I don't know. And that's why I think those two are very different, and that's why I can separate them. I think they just had that just in what he's wearing. Because, like, the Emperor, I mean, it was also, like, the 80s, but he was very, like, he had, like, this cloak, like, he was very, like, and he wasn't, like, trying to attract any attention to himself, whereas Snoke is very much, like, all gold, whatever.
Got, like, all those rings on and whatnot.
He seems way more confident, and he's just, like, very, like, he'll call you out, like, in a second, I don't know. It's just a part of his character, and I think that really works. But, so yeah, Andy Serkis doing great work. I think they really played off of each other really well. Him and Adam Driver. I think they did really good together. But,
and it got awkward between Snoke and Rey. Come closer. Oh, God.
That was weird.
That still gives me nightmares.
Okay, so back on Ahch-To. I think, I think Poe gets, like, slapped at this point.
Oh, yeah. Yeet.
Good. You just, like... Bro, that...
Get him, Leia.
I miss you, Carrie. You did good in this last one. Anyways, so the next bullet point on here... So it kind of begins this montage of seeing Luke, like, seeing his daily life and what he's been like on the planet. And they do a really good setup here, because they don't need to say, oh, his ship crashed in the ocean. They just show it. They show it.
What's the accent?
Because I was doing Rey.
Oh.
Yeah. So they just...
Yeah, they kind of showed it in the background, you know, like, because
Well, they didn't show it in the background, but they made it very implicit that there's no way he's going to get off unless he goes with Rey. But, so, anyway, so the next bullet point I have after Andy Serkis is green milk titty alien.
That was so weird.
That was so weird.
I mean, obviously, he's got to get milk from somewhere, but they didn't have to show him just squeezing it right out of there and just shoving it in, and he's, like, dripping all over the place. Like, they could have made him, like, putting it into the bottle, and that's it.
Felt like a snuff film.
Yeah.
It was so gross. And just, like, not even the fact... Here, I'm gonna do
it. It could have been worse, though. He could have just went and got his mouth right on there. Or just squeezed it and had it splash all over his face or something. Yeah.
Okay, so here.
Oh God, we're gonna do a demonstration.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get that. Okay, I really don't want to do this. These are new Calvin Klein leggings.
Oh wow. Okay, demonstrate.
Well, he just drinks it like it's so.
He's like going all over the place. It's like, oh jeez.
It's all over. It's just dribbling down his beard.
Oh.
It's disgusting. Okay, wait. So here's how. In case you haven't seen the movie, now you can listen to it. So Rey like sees him. It's this big animal. It's like swollen tits, and it's just like he's like, oh, I gotta get breakfast. So he has like this little thing that he squirts into. Like, okay, fine, whatever. Like, cool. That's how he gets his food. Yeah. But then he goes like this. You really see it.
Oh yeah, because he like you can see his teeth too. It's like all blue and like going through his mouth, out of his mouth, and into like his beard. It's like, oh God, that's not filtered. That stuff ain't clean.
It was just very weird. Like there's a lot of weird. There's a lot of weird moments. Like maybe that was supposed to be like a haha whatever.
Well, that brings back again to the random spikes of comedy that just shoves it right in your face, like haha laugh. Even though it's a dark film. Yeah,
if you want to make a dark movie... I mean, before this, the last Star Wars film that we had was Rogue One.
Yeah.
That's like epitome of dark.
And there wasn't any cracking jokes in that, well, except for the droid, but...
But even K2, he wasn't like...
It made sense.
He was like dry and like very like... He was kind of... He was
sassy, yeah.
I love K2.
It made sense. It wasn't... Yeah. It wasn't like... Jin was just having a great time. Like, how funny, you know.
So yeah, they just need to be more Especially because I don't know what they're gonna do for episode 9.
Oh God, yeah, they ran out of stuff. Well, yeah, because they killed Snoke.
So that could have been your main overarching villain, but no, we have to try to subvert
But
expectations.
I actually kind of, because then it makes it seem like Kylo's the villain, and that'll be the main resolution, because Rey and Kylo are really the only people left. I mean, we got Finn and Rose and Poe, but that's it. Everybody else is dead. Yeah, so I mean, I kind of like Kylo being like the big villain on the next one. Well, and I don't know, Kylo's an interesting character.
He's a very interesting character.
He's kind of like both sides. Like, he was helping Rey, but
he
he's also...
He was until he basically became the bad guy at the end of the movie. I remember that being the thing initially that, like, really, like, pissed me off, because they were building towards him. Now, I do not want him and Rey to get together. I think they have every reason to hate each other still. So what, they share some weird psychic force Skype call connection. It's not, I don't think it's meant to be. And I'm kind of glad. That's why I was hoping that they were related. But I guess that's not going to happen. But anyways.
They might still.
Who's going to be her parents?
Leia and Han.
Why is she so sensitive with the Force?
Because...
I swear, if they do that, it's like, but you're the only solo child yet. And then he just looks at her like they're gonna do some cringy. I swear to God.
Something like, I'm your father. I'm like, no, you are my sister.
I'm your brother. Oh, no.
Oh, God. This could be... Okay, episode 9 could either be good closure or it could be awful.
It could be worse.
It could ruin... Well, Star Wars is already ruined. It could ruin it even further. But then people are going to be marching on Disneyland.
Oh, God. Do you know how pissed people were after this movie? They're going to, They're going to attack.
Kathleen Kennedy walking to McDonald's, tackle her... Yeah.
Kathleen better move out of the country. After episode 9, if that bombs.
Get out of Hollywood. All the stars will be attacking her too.
Yeah.
Where were we?
I don't think any of them are looking forward. They just seem, especially because Oscar Isaac recently, he said in an interview, he's like, well, because I think the one star for these new films, not Carrie and not all of them, but I think that out of everyone, I think Ewan McGregor, he's just, even the prequels, he was part of the crappiest ones. But he's still, very, that's why he was so open. He was like, yeah, I'd totally do, a Kenobi movie. He's so, just chill about it.
Yeah.
Because people liked him in it. So, yeah, he's great. I love him. He's the only reason why I went to go see, that.
Like you were saying, everybody's, not excited, but even, Kathleen Kennedy and the other directors, they don't even seem excited about Star Wars. They're never like, guys, guess what? They're always
they're not Gareth Edwards. Gareth Edwards was a fanboy. But
I know, but still,
I think that's what worked about that, because you could tell the person that made it,
he cared and he wanted to make a good movie. But
Same
these other
JJ.
guys, they only want money.
Except for JJ. I thought JJ...
Well, he just copied what was already done.
My God, how else were they gonna do that movie? They had to make it something that felt familiar.
Yeah, so it didn't end up like the prequels.
Yeah, that's the only way that they could bring people into these new ones, and then whatever. But I think the problem with that was the whole mystery box or whatever. He said some weird TED talk about but basically what he'll do is he'll start something, have it but then he won't know where it ends. I think the one thing I always do before I start any story or anything is I know where I'm gonna end, because that's the easiest part. It's easier to right to that point and build to it, and
instead of just going on and on,
because you know the end game and this is where I want my characters to be, this is how I want everything to come full circle. Whereas if you just have it where it's I know where I want to start, I know my characters, you don't know where to put it, you don't know how to end it. And I think that's a problem that really rings true with these new films, is that they don't know what's happening.
Switching directors too in the mix, they should have.
Yeah, well, because what was Ryan supposed to do? He didn't have to do that.
Why did they even give it to him in the first place?
Well, because he had done Looper, and Looper was fine, but
they should have kept it with JJ.
JJ didn't come back for it.
Well, now he's coming back to. He's like, well, I gotta save it now.
It wasn't even that. It was the last ditch, because I think they got. Ooh, who was the guy that did Jurassic World? Was that Josh Trank? Oh no, I think he did. I don't know. All of these indie directors that are given these tentpole movies, I'm getting so confused with them. I think Josh Trank, he did Fantastic Four, but that's the trend now, is that they'll get these smaller directors that have done these smaller work, but then they'll give them this huge tentpole film that's like with a big budget and like these big characters and these big stories, but then they don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
Or they'll do their own thing and be derivative of like the source material, and it'll be awful. So I think that but then that's the thing, is that the reason why they do this is it's easier for studios to manipulate them and to kind of be like, okay, here's what you're gonna do. Because if you get like a big wig like Spielberg,
they're gonna do it their own way.
They're gonna do it their own way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the studios know what they're doing. When it comes to, because I feel like a lot of his ideas were even probably cut, and then the big man came in, Ryan, and then the big man came in and was like, okay, here's what we want you to do. Like, here's what you have to have.
Yeah. So
I feel like, because there's a lot of elements that feel like his own ideas, but there's a lot that are like, okay, maybe I don't know. It's a hodgepodge of a film, but anyways, we're gonna move on. So, Flying Leia.
Oh, this is where we're gonna disagree big time.
Okay. Here's where the real debate begins.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been talking for a while. I think I'm gonna let you... I'll let you say your piece.
Before you interrupt me.
No. I'm gonna let you say your piece so then, because we're gonna have it be like an actual debate. You get your time allotted to speak. I get my time allotted to speak. All right, Flying Leia, go.
It's actually one of my favorite Star Wars scenes, which is gonna make you throw up, but I thought it was great because it showed that Leia can use the Force. It was a good, especially since it was her last film. It was a good final thing for her. I thought it was good. I mean, I'll feed off your ideas. Let's see, and I'll refute your ideas of what was bad. Go.
It was fucking terrible. I laughed, and this was the scene with like a very beloved character, and probably like her last, like, well, it's not the last time we see her in the film, but like with probably one of the last times we'll see her, and I laughed.
Which was good because she was using the Force, and the music that went with it was perfect in the background. It was so calm.
It was stupid.
It played Leia's theme. I thought it was great.
But just, it's not even like, I could see maybe like if she had somehow, like, she was still frozen, because I thought it was a really pretty shot until she like started, like, whatever. But if they had, like, maybe she found a way to keep herself alive with the Force, and then they came in and got her.
Which is what she was doing.
But not flying.
Well.
Wait, she looks like Mary Poppins. It looked dumb. The effect looked dumb. She looked like this moving, like, sarcophagus. Like, she looked weird. It was just like...
She's not swimming.
I wasn't asking her to do freestyle. I didn't want that. That looked dumb. That looked so... Are you kidding me? You liked that? Mm-hmm. Anthony!
Probably my favorite scene in that movie.
Are you kidding me?
Maybe besides the Rey and Kylo and...
Are you kidding me? That was the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen. I laughed. Like, it's very, like, I know it wasn't even the CG, it was just the concept of it, because we've never seen her, she's never been that, okay, here, let me finish my point. Shush. You got your time. I didn't interrupt you, I just laughed, I'm free to do that. I never interrupted you. You're gonna listen. They never once established, like, her, in the original trilogy, her Force capabilities were as far as, like, telepathy and kind of like that, which makes sense. It makes sense that maybe the male gene in the Skywalker family is more strong, because that's why Anakin was so strong with it, because in Shmi, it was like the Virgin Mary, so then whatever male Force, impregnated her or whatever, like, that's kind of like the main thing, so then each son will have it. That's why Ben had it.
Yeah.
That's why Luke had it. So, I kind of like that. I know all you feminists, so, y'all probably won't like that. I'm kind of glad with it, or I'm kind of fine with it, because that's why it makes sense if she's not Skywalker.
Yeah.
Because maybe that's why she wouldn't, because then, yeah, that's fine. But, so, for her to be that strong, to pull her body through space, like, a probably hard, like, weird, like, that's too much. Leia is too OP. You heard it here, folks. She's too OP.
But that shows that she had development and practice with Luke in that 30 years of nothingness before he disappeared, like a couple years before. Because even it was hinted at in some of the Aftermath books.
I read. I read the first one.
I didn't read them, but that's what I've heard. Is that it's hinted that they're working behind the scenes with that kind of, and it shows that she's evolved and hasn't been just sitting on her chair getting fat, watching Admiral Akbar dance around one of his fishy dance. It shows that she was doing something, and it shows that Luke has been at the end of Return of the Jedi, it seemed like she's kind of getting the Force in her, and she's talking with Luke and whatnot. So now we've gotten a chance to see what they've been.
But that's way too much, because I feel like even maybe not Anakin, but I feel like that would be a very strenuous task for someone to do with the Force, because you're pulling your own body weight through space. Or maybe she was like, I don't know, it was fucking dumb. It was dumb. It was dumb, and I'm not changing my opinion.
Well, the Jedi they can jump high and do all this crazy
stuff. Because they're trained Jedi, and they're, like, agile and fit. They're not, like, 63 or whatever.
Who knows? Maybe she can, like, go fast and zap everyone down with a lightsaber. You don't know. We didn't see that. Mm-hmm. But you never know.
It was stupid.
It was great.
DUM with a capital B.